guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Meek again. Today we're going to do a chatty get ready with me. We're going to talk about a lot of luxury hot topics. Everything will be linked below that I use. I've already washed my face and put like E45 lotion. I really love E45 lotion right now because I feel like it really goes into like the pores of your skin, and you can just sit and look at your skin and figure out like what's going on with it, like what's going on with your skin. I do love it. So we're using that. Let's get started. We have a lot of things that we need to talk about. I got a question from one of you and I told you I'd answer it in this video. And the question was, what are my thoughts on influencers getting the Louis Vuitton Kusama collection gifted to them ahead of the launch? Honestly, I know why it's annoying for people. I get it, because the Kusama collab is very expensive, and some of the capucines are like 8,000 euros, 7,000, you know, they're very pricey. I swear some of them are like literally 7,000 euros. They're very, very pricey and expensive, but I think that's just business, and we all kind of just need to, like, it sucks, but I feel like we need to kind of accept it's the reality of doing business. I think in 2023, 2022, influencers are going to get coveted pieces even though they don't really shop at Louis Vuitton. And Louis Vuitton loves influencers and celebrities. Like, I swear I was on the website the other day. I think I saw Jennifer Connelly on the website. She's an actress. I don't even remember, like, I don't know like what films that she's been in or whatever. I think I've seen her in like a film ages ago, but I can't think of one that's like a recent film. But Louis Vuitton seems to love actresses and actors and like famous celebrities. Not even just influencers, but like celebrities. They seem to love celebrities, and Vuitton is the most successful brand in luxury in the world in terms of finances. It's the most financially profitable luxury house. So they have the money. So I think that for them, they're just like, you know, let's just, you know, give them the money because we have it, and let's see how many people they can reach. Me personally, maybe because of my background in marketing and as a businesswoman, like, I'm not really like, I don't know how to explain it. It takes a lot to market to me, and not because I think I'm too good to be marketed to. It's not that. It's just, it takes a lot to market successfully to me. But at the same time, I'm not someone who needs a lot of convincing with Louis Vuitton, because Louis Vuitton is one of my favorite houses. So the collection has slowly been growing on me on its own. I don't need influencers to like tell me to go and buy the collection. I think it's a beautiful collection anyway. I think it's very unique. But yeah, I think it's just the state of the times. Influencers are gonna get it. If you know an influencer who's got it, don't name drop them in the comments, because I'm not angry about it. I'm just reacting to a question that I got from one of you about my thoughts on it. So like, what do I think about it? So yeah, I'm not particularly like, I can see how it's annoying, but it doesn't really bother me. And it doesn't mean that I won't support Louis Vuitton or anything like that. I think that they're just doing what they think is right for their business, and I can't like fault them for doing what they think is right for their business. Now, I got a really interesting comment from one of you. This was a great comment. I'm laughing about it so hard because we're about to read it. It was a really, really good comment. It was on my video where we discussed like influencer privilege, and the comment reads as follows. Let me just read it out and then I'll mix like the concealer on my face. The comments from MSC on my video about influencer privilege. I touched on that in another chatting video, and I said, MSC said, because I talked about influencer privilege and relationships concerning big H in the video, MSC said, every time someone talks about how it's about the relationship, and it's the relationship that matters the most, I roll my eyes and bust out laughing. So over it, yes, your relationship with your SA equals you're spending big money with them, not only them, and you're polite / not an annoying client. That's what it means the most. Big facts. Then MSC says, you know what else I don't get in the H community? People who claim up and down that, quote, I'm not a VIP. Yeah, I get invited to special events and store openings, but I don't really have a wish list. My SA just knows what I like, and I mostly shop ready to wear and fine jewelry. Then MSC put the eye roll emoji. It's so weird in the H community, and this is the thing. That's MSC said it better than I could have said it, because I think when I say I sound mean, so you think I'm being mean, but it's true. It's so weird. it's the strangest thing to be like, to say that like you don't have a wish list. And anytime I talk about this, some of you get upset with me and you want to defend people who do this, which is fine, but like it is so strange to do the whole I'm not a VIP thing. Honestly, I find it kind of creepy and peculiar and really strange and odd to kind of drive home the point that you're not a VIP, but you get invited to events, but you get invited to, as MSC said, like boutique openings, or you get invited to a special like watch event or something. If you're not a VIP, you're on your way there and you're definitely a good, loyal client. And, oh, I don't have a wish list. I remember once, like, in a social media platform, someone was saying how she doesn't have a wish list and she gets all of these great bags. And I'm like, so what, you don't have a wish list? Obviously you show a lot of loyalty. That's why you get all of these great bags. I know it seems like I've been really too harsh on the Big H shopping community this week, but it's only because I don't understand the Big H shopping communities, like these quirks, which I personally don't understand. Minimizing loyalty, saying, oh, I'm not, I'm not a VIP. You see this all the time in Big H groups and social media. Like, I'm not a VIP client, but, but I went to this event. I know this person, but I'm not a VIP. I don't spend like a VIP. I mean, there are all kinds of levels for like big ballers and big spenders. It's not one level. So, I mean, I'm sorry, but if you are getting invited to events, even if you're not an official VIP, you're definitely on your way there. If you're going to events, you're going to boutique openings, somehow your SA magically knows the things that, you will like. But yeah, as MSC noted, the SA magically knows the things you will like because you magically buy, fine jewelry and prêt-à-porter. I mean, give me a break. I do think that the comment is spot on, and I agree. I find it quite strange when people say things like that. Give or take, I'm pretty sure now I know what it takes to be a VIP client at Versace, and I'm pretty sure I know the number for Louis Vuitton now, because I feel like Louis Vuitton's VIP situation is quite dependent on the country or the region that you live in. I feel like some countries you don't, like, I swear, like someone in the UK was telling me, like in the UK you don't need to like spend a fortune, but in other countries, like it's very defined, like you have to spend like 6 figures a year. I guess what I'm saying is I do kind of think it can be a little bit like, I think it can be a little bit drawn out and a bit trite when people in the Big H community say, oh, I'm not a VIP, but I went to this event, but the store manager knows my name, but I got invited to this other event, but my SA doesn't know my wishes, but somehow I get really coveted bags that in Asia and in Europe, pre-spend is like 100,000 euro. I'm not a VIP, but I got the Lizard Mini Kelly, which by the way no one gets unless you spend an absolute fortune. Literally, I don't even think in Paris you can get that as a first offer without showing heaps and heaps and heaps of loyalty. I'm not a VIP, but I mean, oh god, I can't. So when I saw that comment, I literally screamed because I felt so acknowledged and so seen. Because whenever I see those comments, and like I said, some of you get upset with me. You can be upset or you like, it doesn't change the fact that people in the Big H scene are people in the Big H scene like to minimize. And before you say, people don't know how much they spend, like I said, and I've said it again, I'll say it again, the luxury fashion niche, the loyalty people show in luxury fashion is like 1% of the loyalty that is being shown in other like really popular hobby scenes, like the supercar scene. By the way, if you like classic cars, go check out the people who like refurbish classic Porsches. They will spend millions and millions of dollars, pounds, shillings, euros a year on that, and they will know exactly how much they have put into those cars. So that's all I'm saying. So when people say they don't know, just say, I would rather you just said the truth, which to me is you don't want to say. So yeah, don't be mad. Like I said, I'm heading to Paris, so whatever happens there, I will tell you exactly like what I pick up. I'm not one for hiding that information, and I'm also going to like also mention the previous things I picked up last time. So for example, I know exactly what I bought last time. I know what I picked up. I know what my profile history looks like. It's not like I would forget that, but that's me. I mean, I don't know. Am I the wrong person because I remember everything? I don't know. I'm not saying that's just me or whatever. So I think this is something in the big H community which I have always found incredibly strange and odd. Particularly the people who say, "Oh, like the essay just knows what I like." I mean, I find that a bit that's a bit overwrought. But I guess if your essay knows what you like, that's fine. And don't moan at me and say, hey, you're jealous or whatever. I'm not jealous at all, honey. Jealous of having to, be like a gladiator in the ponytails amphitheater. Give me a break. No, not at all. But I can see how those comments are super annoying, because whenever I see them on social media, I'm just like, are people not tired of saying these things? Because it's so obvious that you have a good standing at the store. I think it's much more better to be honest, although I do think some of this might be like some internalized misogyny perhaps from some people. So some people feel like, oh, I don't want to say like my loyalty, and I don't want to say that I show a lot of loyalty because I don't want to be critiqued. Some of it might be a bit of internalized misogyny. I'd love to know what you think about that. Do you think some of it is internalized misogyny? And before you say, oh, like women are judged, it's not really, the judgment is not really coming from like men, honestly, particularly on YouTube. It comes from other women. If in fact, a lot of really positive comments I get on my channel come from male viewers. So it's not like men who are leaving these harsh comments. Like if someone, for example, is like, oh, that person is spending like a lot of money, most times it tends to be a woman. So don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you the reality of the situation. So yeah, I'd love to know what you think about that. Now, that kind of ties into the next thing that I wanted to talk about, which I think is really important. I think that we need to chat about it because this is something I think we're going to see more of, especially now that things are very quiet in the luxury shopping community at the moment. People are not spending as much as they used to. Like definitely I think it's been a very quiet Christmas for a lot of retailers of all segments. Luxury brands will always be okay, but it's definitely been quiet. So something which I saw on TikTok that someone had talked about, someone was saying how like in the comments of this luxury TikToker's page, the person said, I earn, 15K, 16K, 17K euros a month, and even I can't spend like this. Like, what is this person doing, in order to spend like this? So I was thinking about something which I wanted to kind of chat about in relation. When I saw this comment, it made me think. With social media, especially luxury social media, you're only seeing a very curated, heavily edited version of someone's life. And the luxury consumers on the internet are very different to people who used to read Vogue and Bazaar magazine, way back when you had those subscriptions. People want to see a very glossy, heavily curated, super luxurious like representation of someone's life, but you don't know that person's income. You don't know how much that person is spending, particularly if they don't post their private life. You just don't know. And I think that a lot of people want to kind of look at what someone is showing on the internet and then judge their finances based on their understanding of their situation as well. So for example, the person saying they earn 15,000 up to 17,000 euros a month, and even they can't spend like this luxury TikToker who's doing these like unboxings and hauls. I think that kind of misses the point, because between 15 to 17K euros a month, I mean, that person's basically earning between 180,000 euros a year to more than 200,000 euros a year. That is a phenomenal salary, and that person should be super proud of what they've achieved in earning that salary. But you can't look at your really high income salary and compare it to someone that you don't know. And this is the point that I want to make. A lot of the hot topics right now in the influencing scene is this concept of a parasocial relationship. So a parasocial relationship, just generally speaking, is like a relationship or a connection that someone has. In most cases, it tends to be like a viewer has with someone who they have connected through a form of mass media. So television, radio, social media, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, or something like that. That is a parasocial relationship. So I think some people look at some people's luxury like videos or luxury content and luxury unboxings and hauls, and then make a judgment on that person's spending as if they know that person personally. You know, so the person commenting saying, oh, well, I earn all this money, and even I can't spend like that. Well, let me tell you something. I have, you know, like really, really close friendships. I don't know how much my friends earn, but I know that they're living a great life. And just because I don't know how much they earn doesn't mean that, like, oh, I can make a judgment about their lifestyle. I just see my friends, you know, living a great life, and I'm super happy for them. But I'm not sitting there thinking, well, I earn X amount and this person's living like this and whatever. You don't know how much that person earns. So you shouldn't like judge the person on TikTok or YouTube showing luxury items or showing a luxury lifestyle or experiences based on your lifestyle, because that person, for whatever reason, may not be living your lifestyle. They may be living your lifestyle, but they may not be living your lifestyle. And I think that is something which comes through because of parasocial relationships that have kind of exploded because of social media. And I think parasocial relationships have become bigger ever since the panoramic, which is now 2 years, you know, in the game. So people were at home and people were watching people's content. So I want to give an example of why this is not good in the luxury scene to have this way of thinking. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You know, I don't want you guys to see me as someone who is necessarily relatable. The reason for that is because I think relatability traps people in this kind of prison where they're not allowed to evolve beyond the things that they like. I'm 36 now. I was a different person 2 years ago. 2 years ago I was 34 and I was, you know, posting videos on this channel. I was 34 as a different person. The things which I liked 2 years ago are completely different from the things which I like you know, today. And I think that's okay for me to have different interests. I think sometimes, like, when you're watching someone's content, and this is more just a general come to Jesus talk here, but when you're watching someone's content, you're watching them living in that moment in time now. But maybe next year I'm going to have different interests. Maybe 2 years from now I won't be posting on this channel. I don't know what's going to happen. So when people make those comments, particularly about income and finances, and I get it, someone's unboxing, you know, like things, and you're like, oh my god, like not you guys obviously, because most of you who watch my channel, you don't have this issue, but other people are like, oh my god, that person, you know, is unboxing all these things, they do all these massive unboxings, how do they afford their lifestyle? That is the wrong question to ask. I think the correct question is, you're watching someone's content, enjoy it for the entertainment that it is, because you don't know every element of that person's life. Like, when you have a channel of any like level, okay, you will get people who will leave all kinds of strange comments on your channel. I've been receiving some odd comments lately. I want to just kind of give an example. Like, oh, you're always like posting about, you know, going on your trips, and you know, you went to Paris, you went to South Africa, but when are you going to have a family? When are you going to have a baby? Do you have kids? You know, are you going to have children? You know, and I know what people are doing. They're trying to bait you into melting down and panicking so that you have a meltdown and so that they can drag you, honey. You can't troll a troll, because I'm also a troll myself, so you can't troll me, honey. Okay, I know what people are trying to do. Or they'll say things like, oh, you know, you're always, you know, traveling, or you're spending all your money on travels, or, you know, shopping, whatever. You know, are you going to have money to retire on? Make sure that you know, have money to retire on. You don't know the person's life enough to make that judgment about whether they have money to retire or not. There's so many variables. Another thing which I think is kind of like a taboo topic in the luxury scene, and I think it's important for us to chat about it in this video. A lot of people in the luxury influencing scene are hideously wealthy, like phenomenally rich and very wealthy. Even people who you don't like know per se, you're like, oh, I don't know that person's very wealthy. There are many people who are very, very wealthy, have phenomenally high income, and they're people who have inherited a lot of money. So I think it's really important not to make any judgments about people's income or their financial situation. It doesn't matter how many unboxings people do. Just grabbing my comb here. I think what it does is what it does as well is it puts a chill in the air, and then the people who post this content stop posting it because they feel like they're being harassed and critiqued about their spending. Well, luxury is expensive. People are going to post expensive things, That's the nature of luxury. Like, I don't really know like what people expect. I get the person's point. The person was saying essentially they earn a lot of money, but they can't figure out how to spend like that person. But you don't know if that person has inherited a ton of money. You don't know if that person is a very, very high paid executive. There's some people who work in sales who earn $1 million, €1 million a year. It's not out of the question. There are people in like other industries who earn that money. There are many people who earn $1 million, €1 million a year. They're not even 40, and there are people who earn that as their income. So there are many people who can afford these lifestyles. So I think it's just super important. Don't make an assumption or judge anyone on the internet based on your kind of understanding of your situation. Not because, and I hope that doesn't sound mean, but what I'm saying is you don't know what that person is spending. Maybe that person's spouse also like financially supports them, which I've said before, like I don't think it's a big deal if someone's boyfriend or husband financially supports them. I think in the West it's very taboo. In my culture, it's not taboo at all for your boyfriend and your husband to financially support you and be like, hey, oh, I want to go shopping. Okay, cool. Here's a bag, go shopping. That's not taboo at all in Africa anyway. I know in the West it might be a little bit different, but here it's not taboo. And then the same thing, it might be a woman who has earned like all that income on her own, and it's her big check and she's blowing that bag on her own. Whatever it is, you don't know that person on a personal level. Even my friends who know me on a personal level, we don't talk about money. So I don't talk about money with like my closest friendships on a personal level. So why would I then come on here to talk about money or to allow myself to be critiqued about money in a really harsh way? I hope that has made sense. It's just something that I've noticed. Like I see it all the time on people's like social media pages. Like people really get upset about this. And they're like, how is that person unboxing all this stuff? How does this person have so much money? They have it because they have it. Life is not fair. If you want to, earn that, you need to go make a bag, and it's that simple. The thing about relatability, the thing that, like I said, that I don't like about the relatability conversation, okay, is the relatability conversation can get toxic because a lot of the times, particularly with professional influencers, not people who don't do this as a job, but people have expectations that that person isn't going to grow or evolve beyond what they're currently doing. So people will be like, oh, that person's really changed. They should change. You should be changing. Like I said, I'm not the same person that I was 2 years ago. I have different interests. I might wake up one day and not like exotics. I mean, I think that's a pipe dream at this point. Probably won't happen, but hey, if it happens, it happens, People change and people are allowed to kind of grow and evolve. I think when people say that they want someone to relate to, I feel like I said, this is just my opinion, but don't put that on the people that you watch, because sometimes what that will do is it will actually decrease people's ability to share even more. Like, I want to share things that I'm passionate about and that I love, okay? I want to tell you something crazy, which I know my husband would not go for. I was even thinking about getting the swimming pool retiled with a Medusa head. that had my initials in it. I know many people would say that's tacky and gauche, but I love it. I was thinking about getting the dolphin because, you know, if you saw my swimming pool video, we have a dolphin. I was thinking about getting that retiled and just putting like a Medusa head, but with like my initials in it. My husband is not gonna go for that. And don't worry, I'm not gonna go for it. I'm pretty sure Versace probably wouldn't do that anyway for a client, but I'm not going to go for it because the dolphin is actually helpful because it tells you like where the deep end begins in the pool, so it's actually very helpful. But I guess what I'm saying is you know, so even with something like that, if I want to be able to share things which I'm super excited about. I don't want to be like, oh, I can't share that because then people will think I'm not relatable or something. I want to share the things which I'm passionate about and that I'm like excited about. And that's not to say that that is like a big deal, because it's not a big deal. People retile their swimming pools all the time. But it's really important to don't put that on online personalities, okay, that you want that person to be relatable. Particularly in the luxury scene, where everything is unrelatable anyway. No one can tell me that it's relatable for you to buy, you know, a 1,000 euro or dollar jumper from Gucci. Most people would not. If you told most people like, hey, I'm gonna buy a jumper from Gucci and it's 1,000 euros. If you tell someone it's 1,000 euros, it's probably gonna look at you like you have a coat on your head. Okay? They're gonna look at you like you are barking mad. So I think the most important thing, I think particularly if you want people to continue making content, is just enjoy the videos at face value. It's normal to be curious, like, oh, I wonder what this person like earns a month, or oh, I wonder like how much money that person has. That's fine. But let people grow and let the pages that you watch grow. The same way you guys are growing and have different interests. There's some of you who told me, hey, you know, I'm not gonna watch as many of your Vlogmas videos because this month, you know, I'm not really shopping or buying presents for myself, so I don't really want to watch content, you know, about luxury shopping. Hey, I totally understand, and that doesn't bother me. And even with me, like I have noticed like a change in the types of people who are like watching my channel right now. There's some of you who are like, you know, have always been supporting me, and I'm so grateful for that. But there are also people who are watching just for like getting information about a product or getting information about something that's about to launch. So I guess the point that I'm making is relatability, at least in my opinion, isn't something that is important. I think what should be more important, more than anything, is consistency. So I'd rather be more consistent than anything, if that makes sense. Like, consistency to me is the most important thing. Like, I want to post my content consistently and show up for this channel. The same way you guys show up in my comments for me to show support for my page, I want to show up for this channel consistently. But I want to be able to post the things which I'm loving, things which, you know, I'm buying, and the things that I'm experiencing. You know, that many people would say, like, right now, it's like tone deaf to be talking about luxury, posting about it. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Someone not posting their luxury items is not going to change the fact that, you know, FTX did a massive fraud. That's not going to change, allegedly. It's not going to change that. It's not going to change the fact that the world has a lot of conflicts that are going on at the moment. So someone not posting a luxury like video isn't going to change that. So for example, right now, I'm waiting on 3 parcels. 1 from Dior, 2 from Versace. There's like, yeah, so basically like, there are 2 that are on the way now, but then the 3rd Versace parcel, I think that's going to clear in like January. I'm hoping that the other 2 parcels, I'll get them this week once the post office opens tomorrow. But we'll have to go, well, I think I'll have to just go and check and see what's going on. But like, it's just really, really important not to like I said, put your expectations of how you think people should behave on luxury social media, even during tough times or quiet times, because you don't know that person. So for example, you might be watching someone's luxury content, but you don't know the adversity that person has gone through to become successful in order to buy those items. Even if there is a like worldwide downturn that is going on, you don't know the like trials and tribulations that that person has had in order to get to this point. And even like with me, like I don't share personal things on here because I don't, I know, believe it or not, I know I'm like, okay, I'm on this channel talking about luxury and post like a lot of content, and yes, I bring up my husband, I mention my mom from time to time, but I'm actually pretty private about a lot of things. Even if I was going through something, you would never know it, because I will still show up for this channel, barring it being like maybe a bereavement or something. If I was bereaved, then yeah, I would stop posting for a time. But like, regardless of what is going on, I'm pretty much still going to show up for this channel, depending on if I'm emotionally okay to do so, and you would never know. And that is because in African culture, we don't show that we're vulnerable publicly on a public forum to people that you don't know. Like maybe you'd show your vulnerability to a family member behind closed doors, but you wouldn't show it like on a sort of like public forum, something like this. And also, I wouldn't post about personal things that aren't related to luxury shopping on this platform, only because this platform is about shopping and luxury brands and luxury things and luxury items. So I want to talk about that. So for example, when I picked up the crop top from Versace and I ordered it from Louisa Via Roma, I actually had a lot of messages from people from other African countries who were like, I don't believe you're gonna get that parcel. I need to see you get the parcel. So when I unboxed it, they're like, okay, cool. Now I can order from Louisa Via Roma because they saw that I received my parcel. That made me feel good because the luxury scene in Africa is very close-knit. They're very few of us, but we all chat and we all share ideas and we share intel and we share what's going on in the boutiques and things like that. But that is the content that I want to post. But I don't know if I want to be like, oh, I want to post about like my personal life and then post about getting very personal, because that is just not the whole point of this channel. But some people feel like if you don't post about personal things that you're not being real, or you're not like really showing the real you. I don't feel like someone should have to share every single detail of their finances to justify why they have a luxury channel. A lot of this is rooted in misogyny, I'm sorry, because if you go on a man's like luxury supercar channel or luxury watch channel, none of the man's view, because in most cases, most of those influencers in that space, like 99% of influencers in the car and watch space are men. None of them will be asked like, you know, how much money did you earn this year? Oh, are you saving for retirement? Or do you have a pension? Those are all questions that luxury YouTubers get asked all of the time. And a lot of luxury YouTubers are women. Not all, but most are. And I don't think that's fair. And like I said, these questions a lot of the times come from other women. It's not men. Before you say, oh, it's men, it's the boys. It's not the boys, honey. The boys are not. And like I said, I was looking at my stats the other day. 12% of you are men. And I've only ever received positive, kind words from the men who watch this channel. So God bless you guys. And like I said, the women who watch this channel too, the majority of you leave positive, kind, thoughtful comments as well. But you will get those comments from other women who are like, well, does your man pay for everything? Well, how much money do you have? Well, you know, I remember in one of my videos, I was like mentioning, you know, how like the lifelong dream of mine was to have that pool, and that's been like a lifelong dream, and to finally have it was really great. And the person was like, oh, you talk about your pool all the time. Show us your whole house, like, because you only film in here, the lady lair, or you know, sometimes I sit on the veranda. Like, show us your whole house, give us a house tour. Well, I mean, why are you entitled to see a tour of my crib? I mean, I don't really get that. And like I said, if I was a man, I don't feel like that question would be asked of me. So I think you kind of basically get what I'm saying. If, generally speaking, if you want to see people's content, you want to see people being great within their content, just accept people's content that they post for what it is. You know, it's okay to be curious about someone's income. I don't think it's okay, though, to be intrusive and make judgments on people's income based on your understanding of a video that they maybe post twice a week. There are a lot of people who are very, very, very well off who post luxury, and many people, regardless of the size of their channels, are really, really, really well off. And there are other people who, are doing very, very well, but you don't know like their background, you don't know how they've done well. I don't think that we are, I want to know about the loyalty you've shown at Big H. I want to know your loyalty number, but I don't want to know the source of your coins, honey, that allows you to shop at Big H. I don't want to know the source of your coins that allows you to buy, 20K Prêt-à-Porter at Chanel. So I hope that has made sense. A lot of people don't post luxury anymore because they don't want to be judged and critiqued, and they feel harassed because the moment you start posting luxury, people ask a lot of questions about your income. Like I said, this only happens to women. Men do not get this, and don't even start and say, oh, men get it too. Men do not get it to this level. Like I said, I'm a car girl, honey. I'm a watch girl, and I'm a car girl, okay? Literally in the car community, people spend millions and millions of dollars and euros a year on Mercedes and Porsche and Lamborghini and Ferrari. Men do not get the same scrutiny that women get in this situation. They just don't. And it's something which I think is tiring. Please just let people post the content that they want, and don't be too intrusive of someone's personal life. Because what that will do is it will make the person not want to share. Because the person's like, oh, like all people want to know about is, how much money I earn or how I'm able to afford, all these luxuries. I think it should be, obvious like how people afford luxuries, but it's very obvious that a lot of people are well off. They either have a really high income, or they've inherited money, or they are, like I said, have investments or have a really high income, or their spouse is also very successful. It's quite obvious that those are the reasons. This is no other reason. Or maybe they're a lottery winner, and we don't know about it. Because I think sometimes like these questions can really end up turning off people who have a lot to contribute to the luxury scene, but then feel really turned off because they don't want to deal with the scrutiny that comes with having these channels. In fact, one of you told me as much, said, hey, I was thinking about having a channel, but I don't want anyone to ask me questions about how I've earned money because I'm never going to answer that question. I said, once you start posting your collection, you start posting items, people are going to want to know how you made that money, and I don't think anyone, in my opinion anyway, is entitled to that answer if you ask me. That's just me. I don't know. So I kind of gone on a rant there, but I guess what I'm saying is don't harass people, okay, about their money if they are on social media posting about luxury. You don't know their financial situation, and don't compare yourself to other people because you just don't know how much money people are earning, and that's the thing. And you might think, well, I earn 200K a year and I don't spend money the way like that person does on TikTok, or that person does on Instagram, or that person does on YouTube. Like I said, you don't know how much money that person earns, so you cannot compare your wages, your situation to someone else. It's very misogynistic as well to make the assumption that if a woman is, posting her items on social media, that she doesn't have money, or that she, she doesn't have any money, and she's not saving for retirement. You don't know that. I'm no longer dignifying those questions with responses anymore. If someone asks those questions, I'm just going to ignore you. I don't have to justify myself to anyone because of this channel, whether I post something small from Versace, whether I post something big, whether I do put the Medusa head in my pool or I don't. My husband is definitely not going to go for that. But I'm no longer dignifying those questions with a response. They are misogynistic at the end of the day, because men on YouTube and Instagram would never be asked that question. If a man shows that he's picked up a really nice hot sports car, no one's gonna ask him, oh, like, how much money do you earn, and are you saving money for retirement? Are you saving money for your future kids? Are you saving money to have kids in the future? But if a woman posts that car, oh, do you have a pension? Do you have retirement? Are you, saving that money for your kids? I'm no longer like gonna entertain comments or crazy comments like that, because I think a lot of them are very misogynistic. And believe it or not, people write really crazy things that you know for a fact if the person met you in real life, you know, they wouldn't say it. And like I said, it's that thing again about parasocial relationships. You know what the person shows on their social media. You don't know anything beyond what the person is showing on social media. So I just want you guys to just remember that. Even the people who you love, who you think are super authentic, even if you like me and you think I'm great, God bless you for that. But you're seeing a curated version of my life. You're not seeing me at the office with my team, hustling and working, not talking about Hermes, not talking about Chanel, honey, not talking about Louis Vuitton. Let me tell you something. My team do not care, honey, about Versace. Okay, if I sit there and talk to them about Versace, they'll be like, girl, bye, where's my check? Okay, that's all they care about. So that's what I'm saying. Don't make judgments on people. Even if you see people on social media, you have no idea how much money people have. And it's very dangerous to make assumptions and say, you know, another thing that people say is, well, I know people who are millionaires and they don't spend like them. Again, you don't know how much that person has. That person might have more than the people who you are talking about. You just don't know. So I think it's just really important to note that. That's my come to Jesus talk. Okay, come to Jesus and listen to what I have to say. So I hope that you have. If you're still listening, God bless you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and give this video a thumbs up. And also join me in my group. It's linked below. I'd love to see you guys there in my group. By the way, this is new. I got this. I never unboxed it because it's not a luxury item, so I didn't think anyone was interested in seeing it, but I did mention it to email subscribers. It's called Spice. It's by MAC. I do love this. I've been wearing this a lot. I actually got a lot of compliments from some of you. Said you liked it on my skin tone. I'm kind of obsessed with it and I love it. So I wanted to kind of give you guys some updates about my channel and how things are going with the channel since the final week of Vlogmas. So the channel is going well. It's like I said, it's been a quiet Vlogmas, but there are those of you who have been showing up in the comments and showing a lot of glamours and loyalty in comments, which I really appreciate. So thank you for your time this December. So it's going to be basically more of the same once Vlogmas ends. I might not post for like 4 or 5 days, and then when I start posting again in January, it'll be like 3 videos a week, like how I always used to do. In November, I was really busy working, so I did 2 videos a week, but honestly, I should have found time. In fact, I was telling the team leader at my office this because she was like, you're not posting 3 times a week, you should be posting. Like, she was on my back, like, she's letting me know, like, you need to be posting. I think she's right. Like, I just need to find time to post like 3 times a week, even with a really busy schedule. Obviously, it's Christmas, so my team have a few days off this week, so they're chilling. So I definitely will be posting 3 times a week, like once I'm done with Vlogmas and once I've had a break for a few days from filming. I'll be posting like 3 times a week because I think that's like a good that's a good interval for me. Like I said, I'm waiting on 3 parcels, 1 from Dior, 2 from Versace, and then I have a bunch of trips planned. So this first Q1, like Q1 of 2023, is gonna be super busy. Lots of trips, lots of new things that I have purchased, waiting for those things, and lots of things which I will be purchasing on my travel. So if you like that content, if you like travel videos, you like unboxing videos, I think you're really going to enjoy this first Q1. I much prefer going and picking up items physically than kind of having them shipped here. But I would use Louisa Via Roma again. I do think that Louisa Via Roma is good. So if you're watching this and you live in another African country, I think Louisa Via Roma is the best. Louisa Via Roma is the best, and I'm not being told to say it or anything. I really like their experience, and I ordered a small crop top from Versace. I wanted to see if it would arrive. By the way, that crop top is amazing. I use it for working out like all the time now, and it has stretched a lot. Okay, so like I said, always go 2 sizes up with Versace, but it will stretch a lot. So yeah, so you know, there's going to be a lot of great content. So like I said, there'll be a lot of travel content in the first quarter of 2023. There'll be lots of unboxing videos. If you like that kind of content, there'll be that. And of course, I'll have, you know, my dragging videos as per usual. I have another dragging, I was meant to do a dragging video today, but I'll do it tomorrow as well. So there'll be a lot of those videos. So if you like all of that content, I think you're really going to enjoy the things that I have planned. I was looking at my stats, and like 2% of people who watch my videos watch them with French subtitles, and the other 2 watch them with Korean and Mandarin subtitles. So it's just, I don't know, things like that give me the strength to continue posting. When I see really cool things like that, like people watching my content in other languages, it really does give me the strength to continue to post this content. So I really hope that you have liked it. Tell me what you think about this format. Tell me what you think about the things that we have chatted about. Do you feel like luxury influencers should be transparent to you guys about their income, their money, or do you feel like it doesn't matter? Honestly, I don't feel like it matters. I don't care. I don't want to hear about people's money because I don't care. I want to know, how did you get your BKC from the store? I want to know your loyalty ratio. I want to know your base items. Or if you're shopping at Versace and you seem to be connected, getting invited to Versace events, I want to know like what you're buying at Versace in order to be that chick. And same thing if you're that chick at Gucci, like I want to know what you're doing, like what items are you picking up so I can buy those items as well. But I don't feel like I want to know like details about people's like income and things like that. I don't know, I just find that quite, I don't know, I think some of this might be cultural. So I'd love to know what you think about all of that. I really hope that you have liked this video. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow in my next video.